It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Superhero Slate. It's a weekly podcast where we talk about everything that's great. Like movies, TV, superheroes. It's Superhero Slate. Oh, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris.
Hold on, and my name is... I don't know if it's as audible, but it's a bottle opening.
It's a bottle,
My name's
okay.
Mike.
Yeah. This week, we're ending 2025 with trailers for Avengers Doomsday, One Piece Season 2, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and we're looking forward to 2026 and so much more.
Yeah, I just have to go right. I opened up a bottle of Mountain Dew full sugar honeydew, which I was able to get from Chris in person. We weren't recording last week, No episode last week, but we did meet in person. We are usually thousands of miles away, but this honeydew, which came out was it spring this year?
It's been out for a little bit longer, but it's only at come and go gas stations, which are not regional to you or me. So those were it was special delivery from Superfan Jim. Shout out to him for helping me hook me up with some of those. But I was able to save one through all the self-control in the world for Mike here.
So slight bit of a bummer. We have lost much of the carbonation on this bad boy.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it was the flight home back to the West Coast that took it, because I mean, like, these bottles have like a shelf life. They can. I would imagine it wouldn't have been the shelf life of the dew itself.
No.
But going on to that, the flavor is still fantastic. This smells like identical to if you go to a boba shop and you get like the honeydew kind of like smoothie flavor. I love honeydew boba. So this is kind of right up there.
It is one of my favorite dew flavors that is sadly going away in the start of 2026. I think it's just they've made a lot. They rebranded. They're getting rid of some of the regional ones. I think mostly the regional ones. So it's sad, but it was such a fun Christmas Eve that we got to spend together. You know, I got to feed Mike's daughter White Castle for the first time. I was glad to be part of that experience. It was a good time, Mike. I'm thanks for having us up. And
yeah, you got to take advantage of the region when you're in it. So I did have you bring me White Castle. Also, this dew, what a kind of missed opportunity. It literally has the name dew in the flavor, honey dew. I would really hope that this comes back maybe in like a different name, maybe some sort of like spring summer varietal, or like maybe it's like a voodoo flavor in like 3 or 4 years or something like that when voodoo comes back. Yeah,
it's super sweet. I would take this over. Like, I really like the purple. Was it Purple Thunder or whatever it's called? I would take this over Purple Thunder any day if I had to pick between my full sugar poisons over there. Yeah, and I'm drinking a Balls energy drink for those who want to. Who want to laugh at the Balls energy drink?
I don't think I've had one of those since high school, and this was like when energy drinks were in their infancy. It was like, I think Balls might even have credit for kind of being first to the market, and then all of a sudden, like, Monster showed up, Red Bull showed up, and everyone forgot about it.
Well, they sell them in bulk at Micro Center, if you're familiar with that. My brother-in-law found this one at the gas station. He came over yesterday. We're gonna swap something because I owe my brother-in-law a debt of gratitude because he is one of the few people I know who has a vehicle with a tailgate and a bed that I can call upon when I need to haul large items around, Mike. Because for Christmas, I've never worked at a company that had Christmas bonuses before, so I got my first one this year, and I treated myself to a little item. It's not a little item. I bought a Hydro Thunder arcade cabinet, and Mike knows this. I've been showing off pictures of me cleaning it up. For those who may not be familiar with Hydro Thunder, it was a Midway arcade game, also released on the N64 and Dreamcast, that you are essentially a boat racing game. And instead of pedals, gas, and brake, you have a throttle lever that goes up and back to control your speed, a button on the side for your turbo boost, and you race against other boats in an arcade fashion. And we had one at our Walmart The Walmart came out as much later. I was in the double digits, 5th, 6th grade, maybe later than that even when our Walmart came in. So it was a big deal to get a Walmart in our town. And they had a Hydro Thunder, and I dropped so many quarters in that thing as a child playing this game. And someone had one they were getting rid of for a very affordable price. It didn't turn on. The screen was red. Things I know how to fix on my own. So I took the chance, jumped on, bought that. My brother-in-law helped me get it home. We got it set up. It's in the garage right now. I was actually right before this. It's got a CRT monitor in it, and I've got an adapter that lets me run a LCD screen off of it. So I want to get the CRT fixed. I love the CRT. I'm going to get some new stickers. I'm going to get some new things fixed up. But it is up, running, and just absolutely fantastic, Mike. One of the few things it has that people may not know, a subwoofer in the seat. So whenever it hits, like, your boat's running, like, the sound like a boat motor makes is a deeper sound. It rumbles the seat and then pushes the sound through little speaker holes next to your head. So it feels like you're actually in the boat when you're racing. And
I mean,
it's been great.
How hard was it to get this thing down in your basement?
It's not my basement. It's in the garage. It's in the garage right now. Until
okay.
So once the seat comes off, and then it's just a stand-up arcade cabinet. I need to get the panel has like cigarette burns and stuff on it from like when people like used it. So I need to get that off and replaced or fixed up. I also need, like I said, I need to get the CRT rejuvenated. So I got to pull out the whole tube out of the front, which is going to be a thing. Once I get everything out of it, I'll probably take it downstairs in pieces and reassemble it. So I don't imagine that being very difficult along the way. But it's on free play right now. I can barely see things. I know some of the tracks by heart so well. I was able to play a couple races and get third in. So even with a very, very bad screen, where I could just see kind of some shapes and outlines. So absolutely fun. Love it. Thank you to my brother-in-law for helping me get that home. He bought himself a California Speed arcade cabinet himself. So I can feel the driving racing cabinets being my 2026 vibes out the gate.
I love it. I have a pitch for you to take it to the next level. Take it off of free play and put it back to quarters. Yeah. And then find somebody that will mint you custom
tokens,
quarters.
Oh,
tokens. Yeah,
sir,
tokens.
Sir.
Exactly. And then
yes.
And then get one of those old school like belts with tokens. So when people are over, you can they have to come up to you for tokens, or get some sort of like mannequin that you can dress like an old school arcade employee and put it on their belt and say, you got to go over to the mannequin and get yourself some tokens.
You're actually read my mind. So once I built my 4-player arcade in my basement years ago, it's got a working coin unit in it. You cannot convert coins to tokens, sadly, because I did look at minting my own tokens and getting the change belt. But I think I might just get the change belt, a couple rolls of quarters, and then as long as I cycle in my house, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. But I was about to say, you could probably get some like fake quarters, but then I have a feeling they'd probably cost more than an actual quarter. So a quarter might just be the best way to do it.
Yeah. Well, get them before they take them out of circulation. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a bucket down here and like up there. So it's you're reading my mind. I like that idea. But I'm gonna free play it until I get it cleaned up and make sure everything's rocking and rolling. The weirdest part about that, I guess the most interesting part about this, is just a computer in the back, like a old school Windows, an Intel board with a processor, graphics card, RAM, and then like a floppy drive on it to update it. So like, and it's running off the original hard drive from the 90s, which I'm going to send you a photo of later. This hard drive has been cloned multiple arcade games over the years. Like I saw Area 51 on it. I saw a bunch of things, and like they just take the name and mark it out when it's done and write the new name in marker. And it's got about 15 names on it. So
that's so funny.
It feels like having a piece of history there. But like this is very, it's low tech stuff I can work on pretty easily without having to go to Walmart. I went to Home Depot yesterday to buy a fluorescent bulb starter. Like that's how where this era of technology is. But you've been talking for weeks, if not months, about some newer technology, and sounds like it came as a Christmas present. Is a question mark?
Yeah, over the holidays, I finally acquired a PlayStation Portal, which I think, Chris, the last time I told you, I was like, I either want this thing for free, like a la a gift, or I'm not spending more than like $150 on one like off of Facebook Marketplace. But I couldn't find one on Marketplace that was like close enough to me. I mean, I live in Southern California. Like pretty much everything you would want to buy on Marketplace is down here, but I ain't driving halfway across, to go get something. So luckily I acquired one. And I was kind of excited to kind of test it out because my internet connection is not so fantastic here at home. I went ahead and got the Verizon like 5G home internet thing. I succumbed to a salesman that knocked on our door one day, but like the deal was insane, like $50 for like a 5-year guarantee. That's like astronomically cheaper than what I was paying AT&T, Uverse, whatever the hell they're called now. So yeah, I'll lock that in. So my internet connection is not great. So I was kind of curious how the Portal was going to perform, but I was playing it last night and I was able to get some perfect parries when I was playing Ghosts of Yote, which is hard to do. So I was like, okay, there's really not so much lag here. I'm really more gearing up for, I also got Astrobot over the holiday from the wife. So I feel like that is going to be a super fun time on the Portal. The device is gorgeous. Really the hardest thing to get used to is the ergonomics of it. Like it's literally just a PlayStation controller split in half with a screen in the middle. But since it's so identical, your hands are just kind of like, wait, why are your hands so far apart? It's almost like if you've ever used one of those split keyboards where it's like left and right and you're kind of angled. It's like, well, all my fingers are still in the same place on the same keys, but my hands are so far apart. So that's kind of taken a little bit of getting used to, but the hardware is beautiful. The only thing I really have like to compare it to is the Switch OLED model, which I just sold on eBay because I was never playing it, unfortunately. And also, there's a new Switch out that I don't have, so one day I'll come across a Switch too. But the Joy-Cons always kind of felt like cheap. Just it felt like not a super premium device, whereas PlayStation and Xbox kind of always felt a little bit more elevated. But this Portal is like sick. Nice. I mean. And you can do so much more with it if you have like a way better internet connection too. Like if I got the PlayStation like streaming Plus. Game package, and I went to just anywhere in the world with like a really good internet connection, I could just stream games like straight to it. Like my PlayStation 5 doesn't even need to be in the equation at all. So it's been surprisingly good. So I'll keep testing it and I'll report back. But so far I can recommend it. I'm pretty happy.
I like them. The only thing I wish it did was like, I wish you could save a game or two on there, like maybe not PlayStation 5 games, but like, hey, you bought this PS1 game, like Pod Racer or something like that, and you can save it locally and take it with you rather than relying on the internet, like the connectivity. That's the only thing it's missing. Like I don't want it to be like a Switch PlayStation, but like, hey, you can download this and play it for like 2 days before you have to reconnect to the internet kind of deal.
Well, it was funny when this device launched, I feel like some people were excited and then it was all but forgotten. But this ability to stream games to it was just added in a firmware update like recently this year. And after that happened, a lot of big tech publications have put this device in like their top 10 devices of the year. So there might be a future for this thing. Like I could see like a PlayStation Portal 2. It could have like a memory in it, or at the very least like a SD card slot, right? You could just slide your own memory into it at that point. But I could recommend the Portal. Like even if you just have kind of a mediocre connection. I mean, right now I'm just playing at home at my couch, but that's enough to just mirror my PlayStation onto the device. So, very happy.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, I've it's been on my thing. If I can get under 150, I'm like, maybe. I don't play my PlayStation hardly at all. That's my problem. Because I'm an Xbox guy.
The question is, would you play it more?
Yeah, I don't.
If it was portable and you could sit on the couch.
I don't think so, because it's like one of those things. Like you mentioned PlayStation Plus. I'm like, I subscribe to Xbox Game Pass. I don't need PlayStation Plus because I have Game Pass. So it's like if I had one, do you need the other? But like, I'm not buying a fucking Xbox like gaming PC handheld either. Like those $1,000 things are selling. I'm like, that's stupid. Well, that one's stupid.
I hate those things. I mean, this is like a huge conversation that I'm sure the gaming infosphere has been having for a while now.
Yep.
But like from my PlayStation side of things, like I'm looking over the fence at like this chaotic backyard of like Microsoft of just like, okay, well there's Xbox, but then there's PC. They're trying to kind of merge them together. Then they have like this ROG Ally thing that like is like kind of like a PlayStation Portal, but like they don't own it, but they kind of do, but their software's on it, and it's just like it's so confusing. Like I do not have time to figure out how the hell you play a video game for Microsoft, so I'll just be here with my little PlayStation device.
I think
my
it's
walled
easier
garden.
for you because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you play Xbox games on. Like with Game Pass, you can play. That's literally their model. Anything's an Xbox except a PlayStation Portal. That's not an Xbox. But it's fine with me. But like, once you're in your lane, you usually try to stick in your lane. And thankfully, there's cross-platform. And I have my PlayStation 5 for Wolverine. That's really all I'm holding it down for right now, right until something else comes out. But glad you're having a good time with that. But let's get into some news. There's a little bit of news for the past 2 weeks, not a lot. And I think one of the things we'll talk about Avatar, Mike. That's on your upcoming to watch list because you've been traveling.
Yes,
we'll talk about Avatar, Fire and Ash another day. You watch Pluribus. I've got Knives Out. We'll talk about all this stuff later because we've got some more downtime to catch up on a lot.
We
of
haven't
things
even
between both.
touched Fallout Season 2. Have you seen Fallout Season 2 at all?
Well, it's only 2 episodes.
I haven't even gotten.
It's only 2 episodes.
I haven't gotten near it. There's like so much on my watch list. It's kind of anxiety inducing.
No, it's just 2 episodes so far. So no, I haven't got that. I was gonna wait for 3 to dive in, but we might do it tonight or tomorrow. My wife is off for another week. I'm off several days this week, so we might utilize that time to catch up on some of those things. With that, but obviously, like I told Mike, I've just been literally in my garage working on this arcade thing. My hands smell like, was it Barkeeper's Friend Cleaner? Like so bad because of everything I've been scrubbing. But anyway, let's jump into this. So you mentioned TV shows, things we want to watch. One Piece Season 2. We got a big trailer. We've had a teaser before. We got a big trailer released on Christmas Day. And all the episode names and which arc they're tied to, if that matters to you, because it does not matter to me, because I don't know what any of these things mean. But Season 2 trailer, I love, and I'm going to lean this, how off the wall, batshit crazy this show looks in real life. And I love that Netflix and the creator, was Oda Ichiro or something like that, has leaned into that for this show and not shied back at the weirdness of like giants, a guy in a large bike that goes across water smoking 2 cigars. Just like everything about this feels like they're leaning into that camp in a good way, Mike. And I'm so excited for March for this to come out. What's your vibes here?
Yeah, it's like a live action cartoon, which is hilarious because when you say live action anime, it has like a totally different connotation to it. But if you say live action cartoon, you're just like, oh, that sounds kind of fun. I feel like this is like Joel Schumacher's alley. Like he's got to love watching One Piece if he's ever seen it before. This is like Batman and Robin like levels of camp, and I love it. Yeah, the 2 stogies, like that screenshot is like if somebody wanted to know like, oh, what is this show? What am I getting into? Like this guy's smoking 2 cigars. It's great. I love it too because we have like almost like zero affinity to the source material. We don't know what's happening, where this is going. I mean, I have like, I've existed within the nerd spaces for decades now, so I know at some point I think like Luffy has like some sort of like silly like Super Saiyan form he transforms into. I know it's like the story is like sprawling, so who knows exactly how this live action series will ever like wrap up or what if it's even supposed to have an ending, but I'm down for it. It's so crazy.
One of the things actually, One Piece Unrelated does something we don't know. I did not know this, but since 1999, since the anime has been going, it has been, with barring a few small breaks, has been a weekly series since 1999. So 1,165 episodes straight. This year, 2026, will be the first year they go to a season release. So it is like an end of an era this weekend. Today, actually, is the last weekly episode. And they say it's a couple of reasons. Number one, they're catching up to where the manga is. So they're going to be working kind of like, not in parallel, but just a little bit behind. But the quality of the show has suffered because of trying to hit weekly releases for literally 26 years. So I applaud this show for having that many episodes and doing that, but also at the same time, with Dragon Ball not going on, there's a Dragon Ball thing next month we're going to talk about next month when it happens. Like, this is like the anime to be watching, right? The manga to be reading. So it's great that they're kind of pulling back and saying, all right, we have some money, we have some time. Let's get these new people on board in the right way here. Also, fun thing, these titles in here are puns of movie titles as well, in case you didn't notice that. Like Good Whale Hunting,
yep.
Whisky Business, yeah.
Reindeer Shames.
Mm-hmm. I bet the Drum Island arc, Nami, Deerest, Reindeer Shames, Deer and Loathing, and Drum Kingdom are where the Tony Chopper shows up. Because he's a little deer dude. So, very, very excited for this. You got March 10th, all episodes at once. We were talking about weekly a minute ago. That's why I kind of was alluding to. All One Piece episodes will drop all at once. This is unlike Netflix after they've been dragging out Stranger Things for a month and a week. That final episode finale will be this Wednesday, New Year's Eve. So, but yeah, so One Piece Season 2, come check out the trailer, link in the show notes. Another trailer making the rounds right now online in theaters is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. And this is, we've seen some leaks. We had some stuff earlier this summer where it was playing before, I think Fantastic Four in IMAX. There's also some IMAX clips playing in front of Avatar right now. But we got our first full trailer here. This was fine. I think maybe we talked about this last week. It's like, this is an okay story to adapt, but what's Christopher Nolan's twist going to be on this? Is it time travel? Is it a clone? Are we doing the Prestige again?
I mean, if there's
what's he gonna do?
If there's even a twist at all, I mean, there's plenty of films that he's done that are just very much kind of like straightforward style. Anything that kind of deals with a more historical lens. But I didn't realize I'd be getting up on my soapbox today because I've been fighting with nerds on Threads the past week over this
Is it the helmet?
stupid black armor. Oh my God.
It's the helmet thing.
I am so annoyed. Like, people are looking for fine historical accuracy in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and it's driving me absolutely crazy. Like, they are nitpicking this black armor helmet.
Why would historical accuracy not apply, Mike, to this historical epic?
It's just like there's a Cyclops in this movie, and then the counter argument comes back where people are just like, I don't then I've seen people say, like, what do you mean I can't put a Honda Civic in Lord of the Rings? There's like wizards and there's trees walking around. Like a Honda Civic is just as believable. So like the arguments are like so out of control and out of bounds, and it's nuts. I feel like some people forget sometimes that movies are artistic expression, and that's kind of the advantage of a filmmaker like Nolan in his career, right? And I should say I'm not even a Nolan like fanboy. Like, I really didn't like Tenet. I'll probably never watch it again. But when you have like these auteur directors, they kind of just get to do what they want, and this is kind of one of those rare exceptions where you're just like, yeah, let's just see what he does. It'll be kind of fun and cool. Like, it makes me kind of think of when oh God, why can't I? James Cameron was doing the media circuit for Avatar, and he's just like, yeah, I was just doing things because I liked it and I thought it was cool. Like, that was and that's where the buck stopped, just where he thought it looked cool. So Nolan probably looked at this armor, he probably looked at concept art, was like, yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. Like, done. Let's keep it moving. So yeah. These people nitpicking the helmet are like driving me absolutely insane. I saw some people that said, oh, the eye grooves slant inward, so if that helmet got hit with an arrow, the arrow would just be guided into the eye. It's like the dumbest thing you ever do. It's like, dude, it looks cool. Like, that's all I care about. And everyone thinks he's like too into his like Dark Knight era, and he's trying to make a suit look like Batman. I'm like, you people like lost the plot. It's just driving me crazy, Chris. So I feel like I probably was not going to be galvanized on this movie either way. I might not even have gone to theaters. I mean, I saw Oppenheimer streaming months and months later, so I feel like I kind of almost have to go see this just to like stick it to the dweebs.
I didn't watch Oppenheimer in theaters either, but I would go watch this in theaters. Something about it, I'm like, I know all these actors. I want to see this mythological story kind of doing here. This is where I like to remind people, for those who may not know, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is a film based on the Odyssey. So like the journey of they're not brothers, I guess. What are they? The band of miscreants in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? That is the Odyssey under the guise of essentially the late 1800s, 1900s story. So, other than that, this trailer's just fine, I guess. To me, I get the tease of the Cyclops, some of the Storm stuff. We know. I don't know. I was hoping for more, but maybe we'll just wait and see. As we kind of get closer. We're still 6 months out from this. We'll get closer. Things will ramp up. I am very excited though, because I think our Super Bowl is going to be like one of the most movie trailer laden Super Bowls we've had in years because of everything coming out next year. And we'll talk some about that at the end of the show along the way. Mike still has not had a chance to go see Avatar: Fire and Ash. He's been traveling, and then that is perfectly acceptable. However, he has missed his opportunity to watch one of up to 4 trailers for Avengers Doomsday. So the first 2 have been in theaters and are now being replaced with a third one. But the first trailer has been officially released. So for those who don't want to be spoiled, but for the uninitiated, I think this news is everywhere. This news has been leaked everywhere, Mike, even before it was officially out here. But Chris Evans, Steve Rogers will officially return in Avengers Doomsday. And I want to put the little asterisks here. He was not previously announced on the chairs, if you remember, back in that video several months ago. But he is the first person in the teaser. So do you think there are more unannounced characters on the way? Or does he have a small role in the film and he's really not like a main player and that's why he didn't get a chair? I guess.
Yeah, when this news broke, I saw some people sharing pictures of like Chris Evans earlier in the year, like just absolutely like shredded under a t-shirt.
Yeah,
and he was just like, "How dare he look like this?" and then tell people he's not in the movie. So I thought that was really funny. Just when you thought this movie couldn't get more expensive, can you imagine the rate Chris Evans is demanding to come back? I can only assume it's astronomical. I mean, the most exciting thing about this teaser, if we're talking just specifically what we're seeing on screen, is that he has a kid. I mean, I don't know exactly if there's a comic book origin for this child. If they are super soldier laden, I would think their aging would be similar, and we could see an actor of nearly any age that they thought would be good in Doomsday, right? Because if Steve is going back to let's just say the 50s to ballpark it, at the end of Endgame, right? Mm-hmm. Has a kid somewhere around then. Let's just round up and say 60. Why the hell not? We're looking at 40, 50, 65. So this kid, if they aged normally, would be 65 years old. But that seems like a missed opportunity. You don't want to cast a 65-year-old in your superhero movie. So they're going to make them age slower probably. And we're looking at probably somebody in their 20s or 30s who could possibly take up the mantle of Captain America again. So that's what I'm most curious about.
So I'll tell you right now, there's no straight universe in the Marvel where Steve Rogers has a kid right now. So this is weird new territory. There have been what ifs. There was a movie called Next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow where there was a son of Steve Rogers and Black Widow. There's a what if where Sharon Carter and him, I think they have twins, I think, in that one. And some other what ifs, like the alternate for futures. And so we're off grid here with this. So this is definitely a new thing. He has a kid. I don't want to get into this. There was a Thor trailer that is out in theaters and is now gone from theaters because the X-Men one is out now. Have you watched the Thor one yet? Have you read anything about the Thor trailer?
I haven't watched it, but I heard that is it confirmed that his like quote unquote like child is supposed to be confirmed for Doomsday?
Love from Love and Thunder, yes.
Yeah.
Is in that. Both original heroes, both with kids. Do you think Doom is going after the lineage of the heroes? with that?
I mean, we do know there was supposed to be some fun Young Avengers stuff in Kang Dynasty that got scrapped. That was kind of confirmed that there was going to be a fun team there. So, if they want to preserve some of this next generation stuff. But I just wonder how much of anything new that's getting announced, really gets preserved, because we're just cranking towards, Secret Wars.
I don't think it's preservation. I think this is a story point that we may be being treated to, if you will.
I mean, we do see him with Reed and Sue's child at the end of Fantastic Four. So
Steve Rogers' time displaced child, because he wasn't supposed to exist in that branch timeline, right? That Loki is keeping for a reason.
I mean, technically, we don't have Hawkeye's daughter, but we do have Hawkeye's younger successor.
Yeah, but Hawkeye isn't in this movie. Jeremy Renner's not on the table right now.
Well, he doesn't have to be in the movie for.
He is too. Well, I don't. I think these are actual. Well, I guess Love isn't really Thor's shot, but yeah, but I don't. There's the trailer for X-Men today. I have some ideas on it. We're not going to talk about it. It's brand new. We won't talk about it. The next trailer is supposed to be Black Panther, Fantastic Four. There's a child of Black Panther we saw at the end of Wakanda Forever as well. And so I don't know. I'm probably way overthinking this, but I'm every trailer having a child in it is interesting.
I mean, it's too obvious not to bring it up at some point story-wise. This is something I really never thought about before. Yeah, all of our heroes kind of do have younger successors ready to go on deck. And giving Steve Rogers a kid, you're kind of basically alluding to it, right? That means you're thinking about, superheroes having kids, and that's going to be a story point. At least some witty banter of who's the better dad or something like that. That could be kind of funny.
But First Steps has, First Steps and Black Panther, I guess, are Tony Stark has a daughter, I guess, in game, right? Mm-hmm. I was trying to think of actual children. And Hawkeye has 3 kids, but they don't count. They're the Russos' children.
Yeah, they haven't done anything super heroic in this universe yet. But I mean, overall, this marketing strategy, I would say, has been all over the place. I love the idea and concept. I could imagine being in the meeting where this was pitched, and everyone's eyes are sparkling, right? Oh my God, a new trailer every week with one of the biggest movies of the year. It's going to be insane. We're gonna have the media cycle every single week until the new year. It's going to be popping. But honestly, it just kind of was fumbled because you can't contain this stuff anymore. Even Disney and the powers that be, who it feels like they almost control the movie theaters with how they can dictate releases. Like you said, this Steve Rogers thing was absolutely wholly spoiled before anyone got a chance to even sit down in a theater to see Avatar. Even if I had the first showing tickets of Avatar, I hired a babysitter, I flew home early, I abandoned my family during the holidays to go see Avatar just for this trailer, it wouldn't have mattered because it was spoiled and it was all over the internet on cams and stuff, and it just totally took the wind out of it. And this is just factually is a really, really cool teaser. We thought Steve was done. To see him on screen again, and just if you watch the trailer, unravel without context, right? It's not like you're clicking on a YouTube link and you're about to watch it. You're in a movie theater, oh, this is a motorcycle. Okay, what is this? Oh, I see the reflection of a man in a window. Oh, maybe that if you're super familiar with the end of Endgame, maybe you recognize the front of the house a little bit, and then you see a super quick glimpse of his uniform. You're wait a minute. That was Captain America's uniform. What's going on here? And then trucks up to his face, and you got it's so cool. But for me, that is not what happened. I was scrolling through threads, and everyone's just Steve Rogers back, Steve Rogers back. Yeah. Quick screenshots of grainy footage. It just wasn't fun for me.
Yeah, I think it is a good idea, but I think it needs to be the secrecy is the problem, right? Because I saw a lot of people taking the blurry version and recreating it with AI. As close as AI could, and it was close enough, but it wasn't it. It wasn't the actual trailer. But I will say, my wife, who does live with me and know all this stuff, and Chris Evans is her favorite superhero of all time. She had no idea. She went completely and absolutely surprised by the trailer. Because I didn't tell her. I didn't want to mention anything in case she had come across it earlier. But I they need to like this Thor one needs like I don't know why is it. It's not selling tickets. No one's going to the theater to watch these trailers. No one I know. Do you know anyone who's going to watch these trailers and leaving? Like
no.
Like Avatar movies are expensive because they only sell most of them in 3D. So like if it comes out in the theaters like the next day, 24 hours, put out the clean one so people aren't making fake trailers. People aren't doing this. I told someone to watch the Thor one and they went to like 3 of them where it was like fake AI Doctor Doom ones, and like someone even tried to share me a Thor one. I want to say it was a listener show Jason, maybe he sent me one of the things. I'm like, that's not the Thor trailer. I've seen the Thor trailer. So like we are at an age where the official release needs to be faster than people who can grab it and try to make a fake version. Did you see YouTube finally shut down most of the fake trailer sites?
Yes, week? which is great. It's come to the point where like you should never have trusted anything you read on the internet before the day and age of AI. But like now it's like I'm scrolling and I will see things that look like hyper realistic and I just can't get excited about them anymore. Like I know Brendan Fraser has been at a couple, I think, live screenings of The Mummy or Q&As or something, and he's like dressed up as his character. He put like the leather jacket on and everything. I believe that is real because I've seen photos of it. But then I also saw a photo of 3 of the cast members, and they're in like some sort of like adventurer's room, and they're all dressed up again. The guy, the Egyptian guy, the warrior with like the long black hair, and then like the dorky brother. Then I looked at it and I was like, I factually don't know if this is real, if this is AI or not. So I'm flushing it down the drain of my brain. Like I don't care. I'm scrolling. It's gonna be so hard to get people hype about anything because I just like I don't think this easily could have been fake.
I disagree because I think more people are hyped, but more disappointed when they find out it's not real. Like the average person is hyped. Like I had to. What did I have to smack down? A couple people over this past week were talking about movies that were coming out. I'm like, that's not real. That is not a real movie. Do not do that. I honestly thought The Devil Wears Prada 2 was fake until it was officially announced. So
these are the people going to Walmart looking for that sugar cookie Dr. Pepper, huh?
Yeah, Jesus goddamn Christ, yes. It's bad. It's real bad out there. But overall, I want to see the again. We have a Thor trailer. We have an X-Men trailer. These 2 are confirmed. I will tell you of the 3, X-Men actually had me the most hype, Mike. I'm going to just lay it on the line right there. And I've
already seen I've seen a couple of like screenshots of like Cyclops and James Marsden looking pretty roughed up. So I don't know. Like I gotta hope this all leads to something. Yeah. Right, like I need a proper trailer because these almost seem more like not like concept trailers, but it almost seems like none of this footage that we're looking at we're actually going to see in the movie. It's kind of the vibe I get from it.
Yeah, it does feel like these were shot for this. The Thor one seems kind of real. The Thor one seems a little real, minus the because Thor's is a prayer to Odin. Who's obviously dead, but who knows how Norse mythology works. But there's a scene where like he's like he's going to bed, and like him and his daughter are like in pajamas. I'm like, that doesn't feel like this is in this movie. But we'll get these 4 by the time the 4th one comes out next year, if you will, next week. We will be less than a month away from Super Bowl, which I do feel we will get the full trailer with Doctor Doom because it is Doomsday. The average viewer may not understand. Like, my wife is very convinced that they're going to bring back Iron Man. I'm like, if they bring back Iron Man, there's no way. Like his sacrifice is lost. Is worth nothing at the end of Endgame, right? But the more I think about it, the more like, oh, this movie Doomsday is the result of Endgame, the time travel. The Loki and all this stuff. So I really hope Iron Man doesn't come back. Robert Downey Jr. is just Doctor Doom, but we'll see. Regardless, I really hope we get that big, full 2.5 minute trailer for Super Bowl. I wish, like, this movie has to A, make a bunch of money, and B, has to bring everybody back on board. And I really hope they splurge and give us a full action story packed 2.5 minute trailer for the Super Bowl, Mike. But until then, we will keep monitoring for more trailers in front of Avatar that Mike still hasn't seen yet. Hopefully you get to watch it this week and you get to see the X-Men one, because I'd be so jealous to see that one.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The other thing that leaked this week, I think we talked about this. I think you had been gone a day. I think you were traveling. Was a Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. And we had theorized that this was going to come before Anaconda on Christmas Day because it's a Sony movie. Not the case at all. This is actually a lot of companies who cut trailers get feedback from average people, not like us because we're too close to this, and say, hey, what do you feel about the trailer? What do you see? What do you get? So one blurry version leaked, and then like a week later, a higher res version of this trailer leaked. And it really, I can't make out a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of iconic like web, like Spider-Man swinging and like moving through city shots in this, like from comic book covers. So number one, the only thing I can get from this trailer, Mike, and I can send this to you later if you want to watch it, because I don't think we're going to get a full release until mid-January to Super Bowl, is that he's back in the city, Mike. We finally get this Peter Parker, Tom Holland's Peter Parker, swinging through New York City proper rather than the outskirts of towns. What's her name? Sadie Sink, who has her comeback in, not comeback. She's been in Stranger Things, and she's been come back in Spider-Man Brand New Day. She's got some lines about telling, "Stay out of my way, Spider-Man, or I'll make somebody else forget about Peter Parker." So she knows who Spider-Man is in this one, which even though everyone forgot about him, I think, and this is Frank Castle is in this. The Punisher himself might be in this teaser. It's very hard to see. This is low quality. Someone's really filming the computer monitor at a 45-degree angle, like right outside of where like your webcam is. So it's not perfect, but I'm very excited for this. The Sadie Sink rumors have really spun back up, saying that she has mind-controlling powers, hence why she's wanted by the Department of Damage Control. So Frank Castle's protecting her, and she could be Jean Grey again, Mike, despite us thinking she's probably Shathra, who's like a spider totem person who can control people with her spider powers. I no longer have any clue what the hell this movie's about. I've gone through all the rumors and all the facts, and I still don't know what's real or not at this point.
Well, if we want to lead into the child theory again, I saw some people saying this could be Scott Summers and Jean Grey's daughter, which I believe is a named character. I can't remember the character's name off the top of my head. So that could be it too. I just find it funny. I mean, I guess this probably always happens. I just had no idea that they did test viewings for trailers. Right? It seems like kind of like high risk, low reward, maybe, to me. I would almost hope that, like, I don't know, these either post-production houses or the studios would just, I don't know, have enough insight to know how to cut a 2-minute trailer without getting feedback from just normies, you know?
I highly disagree. As someone who works in marketing, you do want feedback because you think you know everything, but you don't. You're too close to the property. However, what I've noticed about this is a lot of people, they don't send them out. They have, like, watching rooms. You come in to the an office and do a watching room. They take all your stuff from you, right? Like when you go into like a screen, and you're not supposed to have any recording equipment with you. And that's what has happened here. Someone has snuck in a filming device. Like they're not watching this at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So so that's how this has happened along the way.
I mean, I'm sure they're trained to look for Meta smart glasses, but I wonder if it was a smart glasses situation and just whoever was in charge just didn't notice it or something.
Maybe this is all, like I said, this is like 45 degrees, like out of like someone maybe put something on their purse, like out off screen or like propped up against a coat and was like kind of watching it. The angle is just way too off to be the glasses on. But yeah, I don't know. It's wild. It's wild to me, like, that we actually got this, and then I'm like, where's the trailer? Like, I don't think they should release something the second something's leaked, but like, I'm more really interested that they didn't do this with Anaconda, because I know you're excited for Anaconda, Mike. It's not doing well across the board in any way, shape, or form. So kind of sad to hear that. Also, another rumor that came up out of this movie, because it feels like any quote unquote scooper who may be the same person. We didn't even put that in here. I sent this to Mike. 2 popular quote unquote scoopers could be the same person running 2 accounts, by the way. So it's making me second guess everything I read online. is that Rosario Dawson will return as Night Nurse, her Claire Temple, the role she played in Netflix's Daredevil Defenders series. And people are like, oh, if she's in there, are they going to do that Civil War image where the Punisher is carrying Spider-Man in? And he's like, I need a medic now, and she's the medic because they don't have the actual Avengers to go to in this. Like you've seen that image, right? Where Frank's carrying.
Yeah,
like
I mean, it could be. I mean, Peter's identity is secret now, so they would need somebody on the inside, you know.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate. I don't know what the hell's going on in this movie, and that's kind of exciting to not know. Like, I've heard all the rumors. I've seen everyone grasping at straws. But the fact they've been able to literally shake everybody off and keep the rumors going is awesome to me. So, very excited for that. On the other side, we're already going to talk about Spider-Man 5, the sequel to this, Mike. And Destin Daniel Cretton is expected to return to direct the sequel, as it's putting a cloud of doubt about him coming back to do the Shang-Chi sequel. Which I want a Shang-Chi sequel very, very badly. I think a lot of people do. If it's not Destin Daniel Cretton, that's fine. Just pick somebody else, but he should still remain as like a producer, right? Like, I feel he's doing a lot under the MCU hood right now. Between this, we have Wonder Man coming up. We'll see how he does with Wonder Man as like a director, producer in that, and then Spider-Man. Is he like their secret weapon right now, you think, for this stuff?
I don't know. It must be a bit of a bummer because I feel like they're almost treating their directors, and sorry for this ill-informed baseball analogy because Lord knows I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I do know the kind of bullpen setup where you kind of like have your roster of players, if you will, and you kind of strategically move them around as you need to before a game. But it kind of, Marvel sometimes kind of feels like that to me, where it's just like, oh, this one movie that you were supposed to direct just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. We're just going to move you on to something else. That's probably the pessimistic take. You know, I would hate like a really creative, thoughtful director to like really start to ideate, on a movie and then get pulled off of it and they got to do something else. But maybe that's the only way to make a franchise.
That's kind of how I was thinking. I'm like, this guy has, like, he was the original, remember he was the director of King Dynasty before that got pushed down. Like, they've really kind of, I wouldn't say tossed him around. He's been given a lot of stuff, and that's good. I mean, obviously they like what work he's doing. Very excited about that. But yeah, it's like I could not imagine the compartments in this man's brain after everything he's been through and seen and done on the way out. But long story short, it's just saying I want a Shang-Chi sequel. I think we're long overdue. What if season 3 really radicalized? Not what if, Marvel Zombies episode 2 or 3 really radicalized me for wanting more Shang-Chi after seeing him fight zombies with his rings and stuff. So maybe we get that down the road. The last bit of Marvel news here is that the theory is the Marvel reboot, the MCU reboot, post Secret Wars, soft reboot, whatever it's going to be, that the DODC, Department of Damage Control, will become the anti-mutant group in the universe. We've already seen them come up in Miss Marvel, right? Wanting to capture her. We're going to see them possibly chasing down Sadie Sink's character, who might be a mutant of some kind, and also Spider-Man, who's kind of a mutant character in this world, if you will. So I think that will be our new, not necessarily shield, but I guess government entity that's using like the Raft, and they have the Scorpion guy in the movie as well. So that seems like they're setting this up as like one of those agencies along the way.
Yeah, I mean, like a governmental agency, I feel like in this universe has got to be like the simplest, easiest thing to write. Like, if just imagine being like a normal like human in this world, like you would like so easily approve any sort of authority to kind of like push back against, I don't know, a shadow monster turning half of Manhattan into like, nothingness, or aliens and everything. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of agency like this rising up and becoming like almost like an authoritarian state.
I would love to see in this post this that the villain from Iron Man 2, not the villain, but
Justin
Hammer be the guy in charge of this, like providing the tech to depower the people. I would love to see him. He needs to come back. Sam Rockwell, I felt Iron Man 2 is like one of my. It's got some really cool moments that you could YouTube, but the rest of the movie is like meh. So I really like to see him come back in this. But Department of Damage Control, in comic books, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s coming back for the first time in like 10 years as well. So I would love to see like a S.H.I.E.L.D. return, like a good S.H.I.E.L.D. versus the Department of Damage Control. I think it'd be fun, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We got a couple of years coming up. Shift gears. Man of Tomorrow, James Gunn. He just couldn't hold his secrets anymore. He got online. He said, I got Brainiac. I've casted him with actor Lars Eidinger. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he's been in movies such as All the Light We Cannot See, Jay Kelly. He was in Dumbo. Don't remember watching Dumbo. I did watch it, though. And White Noise. So, seems to be a very well-respected actor, but unknown to most people to play Brainiac.
Yeah, not a Gunn regular, as we've seen before. So I like that. I think in his message, he might have said something like exhaustive worldwide search we found. So I like the idea that at the very least, if Gunn is not casting one of his best friends, he is out there, just who can fit the role. It doesn't feel like, oh, who's got the juice right now? Who's got the most social media followers that we can synergize and get more people at theaters? Like, no, we're going to get this guy that nobody's ever heard of, but it doesn't matter because we're going to throw him in like makeup or do some sort of CG or something. We just need him to be a Brainiac.
Yeah, but he seemed to be a good actor and pull that off. So yeah, absolutely. I don't know this guy, don't know anything he's done, but good for him. Now we don't have to kind of speculate on that. No, that's the rumor mill on this one's done. It's locked. We are sealed on Brainiac. Do you? Now we talked about the Supergirl trailer last time 2 weeks ago. Do you think he'll make an appearance in that at all? Post credits.
Oh, well,
the person who bottles the city of Kandor.
I mean, that kind of feels it's very Gunn, right? What movie was it where we saw? Was it Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy where we just like straight up just saw Thanos like on screen? And it was just kind of like, whoa. I thought we weren't going to be getting you until an Avengers movie, and like here you are, just plain as day.
Well, it was both of them, wasn't it? Because it was Volume 1. Ronan had a call with him. That's the first Josh Brolin. He was just like, "Hey, and then the second one, maybe it was I think it's the first one. The second one was maybe a flashback with what's her name? Anyway.
Either way, I think Gunn's with okay with like a big baddie maybe popping up early. Yeah.
And I think, 6 months before the movie comes out, they could easily film that scene and get it in there if they wanted to. So, we'll see. MillarWorld, I forgot this was a thing, Mike. Apparently, earlier this year, January last year, Mark Millar changed his company name from whatever it was, like something in Eggsy Productions to Mark Millar Productions. And then he recently quit social media this past month when Netflix Warner Brothers merger was announced, leading people to feel that Netflix has dropped the $1 million a year deal with Mark Millar since they haven't really developed anything since they canceled Jupiter's Legacy.
They don't need them. They're acquiring the entire DC cinematic universe if the deal goes through. I mean, they have the premium. I'm not saying his stuff isn't good. Like you got Kick-Ass. Kingsman,
they didn't own that. Netflix didn't own those. Those
somebody
were
will pick them.
well, I'm just trying to say.
So, yeah, what did they?
I'm like, yeah. I was going to actually ask you what Mark Millar properties other than Kingsman, Kick-Ass, and the bullet turning one, whatever that.
Wanted.
What else do you know that's Mark Millar created?
I mean, all of those and those things. Those three things that you said are all really good. I could see them being picked up. Maybe by I don't know. I feel like Legendary is like perfectly suited to like readapt those things if they haven't adapted them already. I don't remember the production.
I think they're all Fox. I think Fox still owns them. Whatever's left of 20th Century Studios has the options, and unless those options expire, obviously they could. But like I think, or what's his name? What's the guy who directed Kingsman? He might have the rights to his production company. Matthew Vaughn. But yeah, either way,
I think the bet was a good bet. It didn't pay out, but when Netflix acquired these rights, they had like a bottomless wallet. It made sense to like roll the dice on some lesser known superhero properties when things like The Boys and stuff were popping off. I
think it was
didn't quite work out for them.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good gamble, and they were like, hey, maybe some of this will work, but the times they are changing, and they no longer needed him, but none of their stuff really fired either. So I get that. So I think someone could take his stuff. Nemesis, they never did Nemesis, which was an opportunity, a good property that someone could take and develop into a show. Maybe Amazon. Maybe once The Boys is over, they're going to be looking for something like kind of anti-superhero ish to go with, and Nemesis kind of feels like that. So could be picked up there. But yeah, MillarWorld. MillarWorlder, we hardly knew her, I guess. Top movies of 2026. We're going to end the show by talking about the top 26. I had a picture. Me and Mike had a picture of all the releases coming up in person, and we talked about them. It's the last thing we talked about before we left for the evening. But I wanted to do a little more data-driven stuff, Mike. I'm going to go over the top 10 movies coming out in 2026 by Google search, by people, not us, not people we're following, by actual search terms that are coming up here. And do you want to go from bottom to top or top to bottom?
Yeah, let's just do bottom to top. Something called Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Number 10.
Wuthering Heights, yeah. It's a movie. It's coming out very soon is the problem with this. It will be like, I think it's like a movie coming out like the first quarter, so that's why it's got some high search stuff. I believe it's based on we talked about this, a book.
Based on a novel.
Emily Bronte.
Known for its passionate and tormented love story between Catherine Earnshaw and foundling Heathcliff in the bleak Yorkshire moors. Yeah, I don't think this movie is targeted towards us, but It sounds like it has a fan base because people be Googling it.
That's right. Number 9, we've already talked about in the show, The Odyssey. People are looking up The Odyssey. Mm-hmm. Probably just trying to find leaked trailers as well with that. Number 8, Street Fighter. We talked about this last time we got together 2 weeks ago. Love Street Fighters getting some climb up the regular person search list here. I'm pretty excited for that. Number 7, Masters of the Universe. And this is interesting because we've not seen anything. And this reminds me of the last reel I sent Mike on Instagram.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Somewhere out there, Jared Leto is existing?
Does it bother anyone else that Jared Leto's somewhere out there? And that was it. Like, yes, it does.
No, I mean, if we're leaning into this, maybe like less of a leading heroic man. I mean, Skeletor is kind of a great character for him to play, really, if you think about it. I mean, I didn't grow up with a lot of like Masters of the Universe nostalgia. So this movie really means nothing to me. Yeah. If it performs well, and people really love it, I'll go check it out. But Masters of the Universe is not really on my bingo card.
The thing with Jared Leto, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, has he ever played a villain? Because we've made him the villain of these movies he's acted in.
He just looks like a villain. He's got lots of angles. He's got lots of points. If you're going to draw like a Disney villain, I feel like that's what you do.
Blade Runner 2049, I guess he was like a corporate-y villain rather than an actual antagonistic villain. So I would love to see him as
the Joker,
villain.
Baby. Oh. He was the Joker, the most iconic villain of all time.
But did he do anything as the Joker?
Yeah, I guess he
used condoms and dead animals to people, right? Like as on production, but So either way, Master of the Universe. Number 6, The Cat in the Hat. I keep forgetting this is coming. This is the 3D animated version with the guy who played Barry. He's a comedian. Bill Hader as the Cat in the Hat. I'm fine with this. This seems like it seems like something kids would enjoy. I'd probably watch it. It definitely has to be better than Mike Myers' live action, The Cat in the Hat. That didn't go over very well. There's only one funny scene in that movie, Mike. I don't know if you remember it, but he's doing the infomercial as the host and also the chef, and he's like, I think like they're using these knives, and he's like, if you say that one more bloody time, I will cut you. And I'm like, this is serious. This is an adult show at this point. But there's that. All right, top 5. Supergirl. Not a surprise there. Trailer recently came out. Big popularity. So that'll be great. Number 4, Scream 7. A lot of backlash on this one. Well, I don't think it'll We'll see if it performs, but there's a lot of backlash on Scream 7. Number 3 is Toy Story 5. People can't get enough of Toy Story, Mike. They want it. They want to see it. Number 2, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Obviously, we've been talking about it. And then number 1, what is the number 1 movie for next year, Mike?
Doomsday. I think there was like a big entertainment publication, or maybe it was an industry publication, just like polled like a bunch of like experts or something like that on who was your like most favorite like entertainment executive right now. I think Feige was kind of in the top 20, which was surprising because I think he probably used to be in like the top 10. But I think also like most anticipated, like possibly successful. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be Doomsday. This is the one."
Yeah,
you got that big Avengers A back in the headlines again.
Yeah, they were like, "This is going to be the most one." And there's like, we have Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's a Sony film. But for superheroes, Marvel, like I think this will be, it needs to be one of the bigger films out there. Now, I do want to go over 4 movies that were not on this list, which are surprising. Number 1. The one coming out the closest is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Is that because kids don't want to ask about it until the trailers are closer? Maybe you think
kids don't Google anymore. They already know what they know everything they need to know about already. It's the adults that have to Google it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, kids haven't asked their parents to go see that movie yet. Maybe could be it. I don't know. Really surprised it's not on there. Mandalorian and Grogu. Star Wars not making this list. Big kick in the dick, if I'm going to be honest with you.
That's a lot. That's a lot to Google. I had to find the logo for the thumbnail today.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is a lot of letters to type out.
Yeah. So Star Wars not making this. Crazy. This is also my reminder that 2027 February will be the 40th anniversary of Star Wars: A New Hope, and the original version, non-touched, will be back in theaters. Moving on, Clayface. We've not had anything for Clayface yet, so I don't think people are Googling it. Like, if I ask my wife, hey, do you want to see Clayface? She's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? So I think we're too early in the year to say that's a popular film right now.
Also, outside of, it's not really a pre-existing title in a way. Like Wuthering Heights is a book title, the Odyssey is an iconic story, Street Fighter is a video game, all of this other stuff like exists somewhere. Like Clayface is a character that exists within Batman. It doesn't really have any kind of standalone juice yet, so yeah, that probably doesn't help. Yeah.
And then the last one is actually surprising, but also at the same time not surprising because there's no media out for it. It says Dune Part 3. Which is leading up to what the inside trades are calling Doomsday, December 18th, where Doomsday and Dune Part 3 are both going up against each other. And
why?
As of this week, Warner Brothers said they have no intentions of moving Dune 3 release date from Avengers Doomsday. I will also say that it might be the case because they have a potential merger happening, sale acquisition, and if they move that, stocks could fluctuate left or right. Probably downwards.
Yeah,
they move it.
That's probably a great point. I mean, I don't see the incentive here. I mean, Barbenheimer, those were like kind of polar opposite movies that turned into a meme in a way, and like they're almost like kind of like a double date movie in a way of just like, you know, if you take your kind of like traditional roles of a date, you kind of each half kind of has something, you know, to go for.
There was overlap in those circles too. People wanted to see both of those movies, but like
like I feel like Dune 3 and Avengers Doomsday is like nearly identical audiences. Well, and also just from my point of view, you know, like I have absolutely do not have the minutes to spare to watch both of these on the same weekend.
If you were, I know which one you would choose. You haven't even seen the first 2 Dune movies, I believe, right? At all, or you have,
but streaming, and they were just okay in my book.
I think, you know, Denis Villeneuve and Dune Part 3, which is kind of based on the second book, is fine, but like no one was say, God, we need a Dune 3. Everyone says we need another Avengers film, so I think given the choice, people are gonna be like, yeah, I'd rather go watch Avengers Doomsday than watch another Sand Planet. So I think, in my mind, biased, and I'll admit that, Dune would lose by a country mile. absolutely, hands down.
Yeah, I think it'd be closer contest if it was Dune 2, because you'd be finishing up the story. But I'm not worried about Dune 3 spoilers at all.
Yeah.
Terrified of Doomsday spoilers.
Yeah. Also, and this may be a fact, no one has talked or shown anything from Dune Part 3 yet. Like, there's no teasers, nothing. No one is clamoring for Dune stuff on the internet, so it may come and go. But like, I feel maybe they could pull it forward. I think it could be a good November film if there's no competition, or maybe push it back a little bit. But I don't think it's. I think Netflix, if they are making the decision on this next year, will in fact move this release date somewhere. To obviously not lose at the box office. Mike, have I forgotten anything on this list of films?
I think we got a solid list to look forward to here. Things outside of this top 10 that we'll be talking about later in the year. So, I mean, you got to stay subscribed. I mean, we, as in we, I'd say Chris, vet everything that we talk about here on the show.
It's getting harder. It's getting much
AI
harder.
Fakes. Yeah, you just gotta come to us. We curate it all for you.
I will be updating this week. I will be updating the release schedule page as well to match 2026. It's been kind of abandoned a little bit as we've scrambled to get through the end of the year here. But I will be updating that, so if people want to see these release dates for films that we will probably watch, you can check that out as well. Mike, people know what you're up to, what you're doing. Where can they find you at? And don't say PlayStation Portal. It's got to be somewhere else.
You can read my webcomics at pickledcomics.com, liferewardsrisk.com. Chris, people want to catch you. Where are you?
You can find me on Instagram, Valdan87, VALDAN, or video games of the same name. People want to know more about the show, what we're doing, what we're up to. Where can they find all them goodies at?
Oh, head on over to superheroslate.com. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, wherever else you're listening to podcasts. We got merch at superheroslate.com/store. Let us know what you're excited for when it comes to 2026. We want to know what everyone is anticipated for, what are you hyping up, and we love our super fans. When I was home over the holidays, I anointed somebody a super fan.
You did? He did. I was there. We agreed to it.
It was a family member that said, "Hey, I listen to your podcast," and I told somebody about it at work, and now they're listening to it. So that de facto makes you a super fan out there, Elizabeth. So we love our super fans. So like I just said, if you want to be a super fan, all you have to do is share the show with a friend, share the show with a buddy, and we will be here. Wait for it, Chris. Next year, folks.
Oh my God, next year! I can't believe he did that, guys. He's off the chain. Someone reel him back in, and we'll be back, like you said, next year.
Bye.